All right. Another show, another episode. Coffee Talk with Stallone. Our guest today, Mr. Julian Pucci.
What's going on?
What's happening? Thanks for the coffee.
No problem.
Now we can get started with asking you some questions because you brought the coffee.
I did, yeah.
So, guys, this is episode 5 of Coffee Talk with Stallone, and our guest today, like I said, is Julian Pucci, who is a really active real estate agent in the condo pre-construction, and you obviously do some other stuff as well, right? So, let's get going with some questions, and hopefully you can answer them.
Sounds good. I like that thing. That's cool.
You like that?
That's cool. Very cool.
The match is on.
Yeah.
All right. So, Julian, tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, so I'm residing in Toronto, Ontario. Primarily work the downtown core, but I do the outskirts, GTA. Vaughan, Oakville, Pickering, everywhere where the cranes are in the sky. That's normally where I am.
Okay. And is there a lot? There's a lot of cranes in the sky right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Fastest growing city, pretty much in the world.
But there's got to be a limit. Like, there's got to be a point where they get to say, okay, like, no more condos.
We need them. We need the density.
Yeah, to a certain point, but we don't want to become like Hong Kong, where it's like, building after building after building after building. You can't even see the skyline anymore.
I agree, but the problem is we have so many people coming in. Where are we going to house them all?
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Well, you can see what's going on over here at Vaughan, right? Now they're talking about tearing down that Walmart and building another, 2 condos there? 3 condos, actually. Three condos. It's crazy, man.
They need the density again.
Well, coming from me in terms of, let's say, a customer, I'm kind of a little sketchy on this whole condo thing because so many people got burned and, you got
to be real careful what builders you go with. I always stress to all my clients, investors, everybody, you have to go with a reputable builder, without a doubt.
Yeah, but how do you, you see the names, you see the advertising, they do such a good job marketing, you think, well, they should be a reputable company.
Yeah, that's why it pays to have a really good real estate agent so it can guide you through that process.
There you go. Kudos. Right? That is so true. That's so true. So besides real estate, tell us a little bit. What are your hobbies?
My hobbies. What do I do on my spare time?
Besides selling real estate and condos?
I play a lot of sports, man. I play
a
lot of ice hockey. Yeah.
No way.
Man, definitely a Canadian guy. Love my hockey.
So you have like Friday night beer league?
Oh, I have Wednesday night beer leagues, Monday night beer leagues, Thursday night beer leagues, and Saturday morning shinny with a bunch of accountants.
Holy man.
Yeah.
So basically you're like never home. Your wife must like that.
Sometimes she does, yeah.
Unless she needs a break
she's
from the little
lenient.
one.
I gotta give her that. She's a little lenient on the hockey, so it's good.
So it's funny. You just had a newborn.
Yeah.
Well, she's a year old.
16 months.
16 months.
16 months. Yeah.
So because when I had my first child, I golfed a lot.
Yeah.
Right, and as you know, I was a golf pro. And as soon as I had my first child, I just noticed
Game over.
Like anybody I talk to, it's just slowly deteriorates. You just don't play as much.
I think as they get older, this is what I've been told anyways. Mine's still young, so it's still pretty easy.
Yeah.
As they get older, the demand goes up. They have their own needs, like, taking them to ballet or hockey or soccer or whatever, right? So those are the things I'll never want to miss.
Yeah.
Right? You'll never want to miss that for anything.
Yeah. But you have to cut off. How do you decide what league to cut out? She's got like 5 of them.
Well, I mean,
for all of his friends listening, he's not picking her choosing.
I can't pick or choose. We'll keep that for another time. Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be solely based on his daughter's needs. Just note that, right?
Just so everyone knows.
So, how long you been in this game?
Real estate game been about 6 years now.
6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's always started with condos.
I primarily did resale for quite a long time, and about, I would say 2 to 3 years ago, I started dabbling into the pre-construction game because, that's kind of where our market is really blowing up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing led to another, and that's, I'm very involved with the builder industry. A lot of my friends are builders, so it just kind of clicked.
Yeah.
It stuck. So
since you have a little bit of inside information, what are some of the hurdles that a lot of these builders are having with condos?
So up until the new Ford government took over, the red tape, we keep hearing that red tape. It's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of homeowners or buyers that purchased are like, oh, why is my condo taking 7 years to get built, 5 years to build it, give the builder a bad review? It really isn't them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time, 90% of the time, it's not them. It's the city. Approvals, all that type of stuff,
Yeah, permits.
It's
all
crazy.
That stuff.
The hurdles they have to jump through with municipalities and everybody else is insane.
But isn't that also a good thing? Because, there's a couple of condos, I think, downtown that had a lot of problems with, like, the outside windows and a lot of leaks and,
Yeah, but that's more... that
Again, it goes back to the builder, I know, but...
That doesn't have much to do with the building actually taking off breaking ground. That's more of, again, that goes back to, what kind of builder you buying from. Buying from a reputable builder like Tridel, or are you buying from ABC builder that just is doing their first condo?
Yeah, but I mean, just like anything, it always takes one bad apple to kind of ruin it for everybody. And
Absolutely.
I think that's kind of what's happened with a few of these condos.
Right, but you do, a lot of people, and I stress this a lot. A lot of people, it's a Terry on warranty that you get. You're covered. So you don't have to worry too much.
Yeah, but okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate
Sure,
here.
no.
Terry on warranty, they say we cover this, and this. But
yeah,
when you actually go through the hurdles of trying to get it covered and replaced and dealt with,
it takes
very
time.
Stressful.
It takes time, but you know what?
No, takes time is 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah,
we're talking about 3 years, 4 years to get some of this taken care of. You get to a point where you just like, fuck it, I'm not dealing with this anymore.
Yes, but you got to realize that the builders really don't want that negative effect on Terrion, because once that one chargeable conciliation goes against them, they are scarred. That is like the one thing.
But then they just shut down.
About.
Then they open up another company name, numbered company, and
but if it's a large builder, let's just use Tridel for example. Again,
yeah, they wouldn't want to do that.
They can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to buying from
where'd you get from?
Yeah, a reputable builder.
Get what you pay for.
Yeah, 2 years. I mean, the Terrion warranty covers you really well. 1 year, 2 year, 7 year warranty. So it covers you for pretty much everything except for you putting a hole in the wall.
Yeah. Now there's something else. There's I forgot what it's called. You can probably remind me. After you buy something from a builder or from a condo or a house, you don't get certain money back until all the streets are all all.
You talking about the HST rebate?
Is it the HST rebate? There's some type of deposit that you put down, and then you have to wait. I think it's new construction build for new development sites. Once the roads are all finished and everything, then they your grass is in, your driveway's done.
So you have development charges that you will pay at closing.
Yeah.
Usually they're capped by the builder and parkland levy fees and all that type of stuff. And it's all money that goes towards obviously the infrastructure and parkland and all that type of stuff around the building.
Right.
You don't get that money back.
No, so that's not the one. There's one. I remember when I bought my house like a long time. There was a whole thing where you had to put a deposit down, and then you wouldn't get the money back from the city. Wouldn't give the builder the money until the streets were totally finished and driveways were done. And then after that's all done, you can actually ask to get that money back from the builder.
Okay.
I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna have to.
It might be specific to certain projects depending on the area, maybe the municipality.
Yeah, it could be. But this was in Vaughan.
In Vaughan, yeah, maybe.
Because I know there's literally just some stories just on on Google the other day about a couple of people that are still trying to get their money back from some builders regarding
going under or canceling the project.
No, not canceling the project. Just more like the street's done. You got driveways done and all that stuff, and they're supposed to get that deposit back.
Okay.
So a lot of them, what started coming out was a lot of builders were starting to kind of use that as just a money tactic to get some extra money, and then you only get 3 or 4 people that kind of remember that there's.
This is probably more geared towards like a low rise, like single detached townhomes.
Single detached homes, yeah.
Yeah, so in the detached and single home market, that's not high rise condos. You're going to get a lot more influx of builders that are unknown because it's easier and less cost to build low rise than it is high rise, right?
Right.
It's usually a stepping stone. You start with low rise, then eventually you get into high rise once you've made a kind of a name for yourself.
Gotcha. So tell us a little bit about pre-construction.
Pre-construction market right now in Toronto is extremely hot. It's been a driving force for our industry for a couple of years now.
So to get into a pre-construction, I mean, obviously a new building's coming out and you get in with a realtor like yourself. You get some inside deals.
It's extremely demanding. You have to get in right at the very, very, very beginning. Start.
Well, I've seen some of these lineups. Like, what's that all about?
Lineup days are kind of over. It's more about what agent you have, if they have the access that you need, it's called platinum access.
Okay.
A lot of agents are throwing that around. It's actually a thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
So it's not just a marketing tactic.
No, it's a real thing.
Okay.
Like if you don't have platinum access, you are not getting. And even if you do have platinum access, the likelihood you still have to go through the process of submitting a worksheet. And then the builder or the selling company of that builder is at their discretion is going to allocate units to that specific platinum agent. You still may not get what you want. You still have to put your top 3 choices.
So what's the benefit of, obviously, besides getting some inside deals, becoming a platinum?
So a platinum agent, obviously, you're going to get the first crack. You're going to get the chance of purchasing a unit first, which is
Is it at a discounted rate?
It's at the most lowest rate it's going to start at.
Okay.
Every single time it goes to the next level, like it goes platinum brokers, then it goes VIP brokers, then it goes general brokers, and then it goes public.
Holy jeez.
So
there are so many levels.
Yeah, there's so many levels. And once you get to the public, the prices have been jacked 80 to 100 grand.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So what is it? Platinum, VIP?
Platinum, then VIP, general,
Okay.
public.
So if you see a realtor marketing platinum,
yeah,
that means he's got probably the best
he's got
history with the builder.
And
history,
probably, yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm not going to say history, but maybe just kind of best communication or inside deals that they can get.
They're on that platinum list.
Right.
So they're able to get the access.
And how many are there? Usually let's say a new build.
True platinum. There's only usually a handful.
On one build.
Yeah. There's only usually a handful.
So
maybe
half dozen or something?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe,
yeah.
I would say maybe 10 to 15 agents, usually maximum.
Okay. That's not too bad.
So,
and out of those platinum, usually how many times do those guys sell out 3/4 of the building? Out of 10 agents, I'm assuming you would probably get.
I mean, the builder tries not to let them sell out everything. They try to hold them back
for themselves.
Not for themselves, but more for the other tiers and general public, right?
Okay.
They have to hold some stuff back.
But
the price is inflated by that time, and
yeah,
all the good ones are gone.
So if you're a platinum realtor, are you going to be able to get stuff like, penthouses or certain
of course
luxury suites that they're not going to hold back?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Actually, if you're a platinum agent, you sell majority of the platinum agents.
Sell the high end stuff.
No, they sell the low end stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
The total opposite.
Total opposite. It's easier to sell a $300,000, $400,000 one bedroom or studio, or at this point $600,000 studio in Toronto, than it is to sell like a $2.5 or $2 million condo.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's true.
Think about it. There's probably like 20, 30 people gunning for that one suite, whereas that one $2-3 million suite, you may have 1-2 buyers.
Yeah, and it'll take you a year to probably sell.
Right. So
interesting. Didn't know that.
Supply demand.
And in terms of deposits and all that stuff, how's that what's the structure? Like bring us through the whole structure of.
Yeah. So every single builder is different in the way they do the deposit structure. They try to make it as easy as possible. Usually it goes 5% with the offer, usually, or like $5,000 or $10,000 with the offer, and then 5% within 30 days, less the deposit you already gave.
Okay.
To equal 5%. And then usually, depending, again, at this point, you have to go up to 20%, but those all in 5% increments, and they're scattered throughout. Could be 90 days for the next one, 120 days for the next one, 360 for the next one, or occupancy for the next one. It really depends.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every single one is different.
So now you get to that point where you get, let's say your third payment is down. Now you decide something comes up or you want to assign it to someone else. I know some of the builders, I just went through one myself where it was very difficult to get out of the assignment because they didn't want you to do any advertising or marketing and they kind of held you off. But now they're delayed and then it's like blah, 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 blah.
So yeah, it can be tough. So assignments are great. They're very, they're very lucrative.
Like as an investor?
As an investor, extremely lucrative. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's distressed where people have to get out of it because they can't close. It's a good way to do quick flips. It really depends. But they can be tough. That you have to really read the clause of the assignment agreement to decipher, if you can or cannot list it on the MLS. Little things like that.
Yeah, you have to sell it privately or exclusively or whatever the case is.
So
that's what happened with me. It was like I couldn't get out because I couldn't get out.
Yeah. So there a lot of builders are doing now is they'll say, our company or our selling company has the exclusive rights to list that on the MLS if you want to put it on the MLS. There's other ways to try and sell it. I mean, you can, I have tactics that can sell it without having to go to MLS. But it's only because I've sold so many of them. But MLS is obviously still the number one
thing. Yeah.
But so what they're doing is they're controlling the assignments that go on MLS by literally being the only ones allowed to list it. So let's just say Builder ABC, you have to go through Builder ABC to put it on the MLS.
Really? Okay. And do you find a lot of people or investors are getting into it strictly for the assignment or for, B&B?
Okay.
I mean, no Airbnb. Oh, well, actually, let's get onto that. Airbnb. What's the whole new thing that just came out now where you can't?
Yeah. So
I mean, I know it's a tax.
Has to be your primary residence or something like that in order to Airbnb it or something. It's just insane.
Yeah, obviously, it's a tax grab.
Yeah.
From the government.
Oh, for sure.
And so, so let's say I have one condo that's under my name, one condo that's under my wife's name, and one that's under my daughter's name. So I can just put those other two as Airbnb. There's ways around it.
It still has to be your there's ways around it.
Well, it's their primary residence.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
As long as it's their primary residence, right? But there's I don't know how they're going to govern it. They haven't decided. Like, yeah, sure, I can have, I have a house that me and my wife live in, let's just say. We have XYZ condo in Toronto. I live there. My wife lives in the house. I make that my primary residence. How are they going to know? They're going to need some way to govern it.
Right.
And I'm sure they will.
Well, but I think, they're losing it on money, so they're going to figure out a way.
Oh, they're going to figure out a way. 100%. Yeah,
I think it's been... it's something, it's been needed because I think some of the condos, some of the units, people don't like living in them because they are, a lot of Airbnb stuff. So, and you've heard some horror stories. So I know I wouldn't want to be in a building where, the unit across from me is always having a different person coming in.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the hardest. I lived in a condo for a year and it was comfortable, but yet at the same time, it was one of those things. I've just always grown up in a house, so it's very difficult for me to.
Yeah, I've been in and out of condos for 10 years now. It's been insane on a wild ride.
Are you gonna settle down into one?
Well, we did for a little bit.
Yeah.
I just closed on one, a pre-construction one. We just finished occupancy, etc. I have it on the market. You did the beautiful video on it. Looks gorgeous.
It looks great.
So we moved into a townhouse. So I think we're kind of down for condos for a little while.
You have a nice locker. I remember I saw the.
Yeah. So
you got a locker and the parking space.
Yeah, so I have
which is very
locker, parking space, and then I have a storage room directly across the street.
That's right, that was it.
Yeah, it's
really nice and close.
75 square feet, 11-foot ceilings in that storage room.
Nice.
Directly across. Like, it was perfect. You can literally, when we used to take the kid for a walk and stuff, we put the stroller right in there. I put my hocky gear right in there, and we had all sorts of stuff. It was insane.
Hockey gear.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. One of my pet peeves that I had when I was living at the condo. Like walking into the lockers.
Yeah, that's
stunk.
disgusting. I would never do that.
Oh,
I would
man.
Never, that's
for those of you that are listening, hockey players, I know if you live in condos and you're bringing your bags and stuff.
It stinks.
It's
terrible.
It's bad.
It's gross.
Wash your gear.
Or just put it in your suite. Put it on your balcony. Do it whatever you got to do. Just don't put it in water.
No, because then your wife's like, don't bring it. Well, I mean, if you're married and you're living with your wife, she's like, don't bring that shit through. It stinks.
Oh, I get yelled at all the time. It's outless.
Man, those are the one things I don't miss about playing hockey. I used to play in a beer league every Friday nights, and it got to the point where, as you start getting older and you get a little hip check, a little bump into the board, you're crying like a baby for a week, and your wife's like, you know what? If you don't shut the fuck up and stop complaining, stop playing then, right?
Yeah, we call those guys who are laying hits and doing like a beer league heroes.
Oh, man.
They're still living their glory days, and they just can't accept the fact that it's over.
It's just, I'm just here for exercise.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking get a cast.
I had, so what was it, 2 years ago, I had the worst experience. So I think it was a playoff game. Again, this is beer league. It's nothing like, playoff game in beer league. So this guy was on a breakaway on the opposite team, and I had a gun and stripped him of the puck, went back the other way, and one of the guys on our team scored. Well, while we were celebrating, the guy all of a sudden...
Cheap shot. I hear it.
Guy came right behind me and knocked me out cold.
Shit. No way.
From behind. Sucker punched me right from behind in the back of the head. All because I stripped him of the puck clean. No penalty, no nothing. Just literally lifted his stick, took the puck, and went back the other way. And we scored.
Okay, and then? So he knocked you out?
He got ejected, kicked out of the league, et cetera, et cetera.
Kick shit out of him?
Oh,
I
held it in.
You were knocked out. Your player, your teammate should have.
Yeah, I mean, but again, everyone's there.
I know. See, that's what it is, right? It's like what you gotta defend the fact that you can't do that to your teammate. And act like an idiot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was the worst cheap shot I've had. In beer league for sure.
You know what?
I've had quite a few because I'm a small guy. I'm only 5'0". So
yeah, but listen, whether you're like I'm 5'10", and I'm smaller than a lot of these guys are. Like, and that's one of the other reasons why I got out of it. Felt like Wayne Gretzky playing all these guys that are 6'2", 240 pounds, kicking the shit out of you.
Yeah.
It's just got to the point where it's like I only wanted to do it just for exercise, and then it just started getting to the point so I'll just stick to golf.
Yeah, it's easier.
And even that was starting to get a little nuts.
Oh, you get the torque, right? So you're back.
Yeah, no. I meant like you play with some players and they just like, dude, chill out. It's just a game. Too seriously? They started throwing golf clubs at the golf cart, and I'm like, I'm out of here.
I'm one of those guys. If I'm on a golf course, which is very rare, I got a stogie in my mouth and a brandy in the other hand. So
you're there for company.
Yeah, I'm there for a good time, a long time, right?
Okay.
So
Note to self: don't ask to go play with Julian. He'll get me drunk.
Yeah, I'll get you drunk in my golf game, and I'll make you just as bad as my golf game. So, don't worry.
For all these other listeners out there, don't invite Julian to golf.
Or do if you want to get time.
Or actually, he would be a great guest at a tournament.
Exactly.
You have the beatbox in the golf cart too. Do you bring a little boombox there?
Of course, you got the little Bluetooth radio. Of course.
So I play on a league every Mondays at Richmond Hill, and I can't wait to start again this year. And we have these two groups, and one guy, I think he's probably in his, I'm going to say late 50s, 60s. Really nice guy. He likes to smoke it up. He likes to put music in the golf cart and just
have a good time.
Just have a good time.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
And at first, and there's another group guys that I know that I actually went to high school with, and they like to play music. And at first, it was kind of like, if you play with them, how can I say it? I didn't like the distraction,
right?
But then you started realizing once it's on just permanently, it just becomes like background noise. It doesn't bother you.
It doesn't bother you.
Because when you're golfing, what affects you is that instant shock of sound when you're about to hit. But if it's always constant, it's kind of going on. It's fine.
It's almost soothing.
Yeah. So
at some point,
I don't know. Maybe I should put a Bluetooth box in my golf cart next year. We'll see.
Why not?
We'll try it out.
Yeah, why not?
But anything else coming up for condos?
Oh, there's
you want to tell anybody?
So much coming out. It's endless.
Any good deals?
You know what? Good deals.
Come on, now's the time. Get it out there.
Good deals. I mean, there's tons of good stuff coming out. It really depends on where you're
location.
Looking. Yeah, it's location, right? So I got some great stuff coming in Oakville this year.
I think that's a really good spot, to be honest with you.
Oakville
is one of them.
Yeah.
But I think also that middle section of Etobicoke.
Oh, Etobicoke is excellent.
Yeah, I think Etobicoke is kind of like you're in the middle of Toronto and up north, right?
It's actually where I've lived the last 3 years. It's where my family has all moved, and it's probably where I'll continue to live for the rest of my life.
Really?
Yeah, I just put my kid in daycare there. Like it's the greatest here. I have tons of my friends, even resale wise, I'm moving them all into Etobicoke. It's just the best place to live.
Yeah.
Because you're 10 minutes. Your Gardner Express is right there. I'm downtown. I can take an Uber. 15 minutes. I'm in the core.
Right.
I can drive down there in 15 minutes. Either way, I got the 427 right there to go north and south, which is really quick. And the QEW if I want to go out west.
And in terms of pricing, is it a little bit cheaper than Toronto?
Slightly. It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Condo wise, you're sitting around $900 to $1,000 a square foot for pre-con right now.
Sorry, say that again.
$900 to $1,000 per square foot.
Wow. Yeah. I just like buy a house. I don't get it.
Where can you buy?
Not in Toronto, not in Etobicoke. I get it.
On the lake.
Okay.
In Toronto.
So I have a friend of mine. He's also a client of mine. His name's Tony.
Yeah.
Tony, if you're listening, Gus Barrow, you're gonna appreciate this.
Okay.
He's a realtor. He actually had his first job with me when I had my car audio shop, and he decided I've had enough with this kind of busy life, and he decided to move up north. So he's up in Barrie.
Okay.
Right near basically cottage country.
Yeah.
But he bought a really nice house, half the price of what you would down here, and he's just enjoying life up there. And he's like, Matt, I'm done grinding it out day in, day out. I just,
Well, let him know that I got some big condo projects coming in Barrie. So.
Oh, really? Shit. Sorry,
I'm on
Tony.
my way.
it's not going to be so comfortable up there anymore.
No.
So they're building up there too now.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they had a height restriction, though.
In some areas. It really depends.
Yeah, like 6 stories or something max or something?
Again, it really depends on where exactly.
Wow. So now they're going up north, eh? Well, that would be at least affordable.
Yeah, sure. $200-300 for a one bedroom. $300,000. Sorry, $300,000 for a one bedroom condo. I mean, where else can you get that right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Can't even get that in Hamilton.
So for an investor, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Nice.
The rent will cover, and then you'd be in the green.
So my next question for you, buddy, is what's your future goals? I know you and I have talked about some marketing stuff, but what are your plans?
So I'm going to continue as I am right now, helping investors and, tons of people with the pre-construction. I'm very involved with the builders, and I hope one day to be a builder myself.
Really?
Yeah, that's my ultimate
That's
goal.
your future goal?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what are you going to start with?
I want to stick to
townhouses first or something?
No, I want to do more luxury customs, something,
home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Single detached custom.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I'm passionate about. My family's involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
Been involved in it over 20 years. So, I was a tradesman once for quite a long time.
No way.
So
doing what?
I'm a licensed plumber, actually.
Get out.
Yeah.
Shit, I just finished my kitchen the other day myself.
I'm retired, man. I'm retired.
I would have waited for you. Fuck, I was back and forth at Lowe's getting parts because I just kept. Anyways.
I don't even want to do my own plumbing in my own house. So.
I know.
No, I did that for 10 years, about 10 years. Yeah.
Wow.
All doing all brand new condos and residential.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I was in the drywall business working for a company that did drywall, and I used to be in condos all the time. I used to be in commercial builds, and just seeing the shit that goes through the ceilings and the roof, man, it's crazy.
It's insane, especially if you're in the new side of everything. Watching everything get built, being part of that process is actually really cool, and it's really helped me in my real estate career. Being able to, have that knowledge to tell my clients, especially when it's like if it's a resale, let's just say, and I'm going into a house that's like I'm looking at it, I can see beyond the walls,
right?
Because I've built behind the walls,
yeah.
Right. Whereas most real estate agents, or maybe not most, but some, have no idea what's going on behind the walls.
Okay, so I have a plumber's question for you.
Sure.
How do you feel about PEX pipe?
I love PEX.
I'm like this
25-year
what
guarantee.
The hell?
25-year guarantee, and it's
so easy
to work with. Yeah, it's so easy.
I love it. I just cut, snip, crimp, done. Don't
Finished.
have to solder. You don't have to wait. You don't have to heat anything up.
I love soldering. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, come on. Waiting for pipes to, especially if there's waters in the line. Oh.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah. I just, like I said, I just finished doing the plumbing literally yesterday, and I'm like, fuck, PEX pipe's awesome. Man.
Oh, it's great. Just crimp away. And you're done.
And my last question for you. Mm-hmm. So your future goals in terms of your personal, I guess, would be, like you said, building custom homes and stuff like that.
Yep.
Building the brand. What do you feel about your brand in terms of marketing, social media?
Yeah, so there is something that I'm starting to roll out as of 2020 with your help, of course. Learn Condos. It's my new brand. I'm really looking forward to bringing something new to the game. Because there's a lot of people in the pre-construction game and stuff like that, but I want to offer something that no one else is, and that's that's going to be value.
So tell us a little bit about what Learn Condos is going to be.
So we're gonna, I'm gonna help give free education to all my clients.
Wait, say that again.
Sorry.
Free.
Free.
Oh.
Free education to all my clients. Yeah.
Okay.
And potential clients, anybody really that signs up for my stuff. Free education. The more the client knows, because I'm finding that a lot of people are educated these days. They are doing their research.
Yeah.
The more they know, the better.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff out there. And when I say not a lot of this stuff, but there's a lot of stuff on there. YouTube world and educational, like lynda.com and all that stuff, where you can actually take courses and get all this information. But you're going to give it out for free.
For free.
Dude.
Just sign up for my newsletter. Nice. You're going to get all video content and literature for free.
Okay. Well, we'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, buddy?
I think we touched a base on basically everything. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap this up because we need to start actually shooting
some
of your stuff.
Some educational content.
All right, guys. So that's a wrap with Julian Pucci here. Thanks, buddy, for coming out.
Anytime.
And as always, Coffee Talk with Stallone. Talk to you soon. So if you like that video and you want to see more, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook.